With Labor Day approaching and the summer quickly winding down, it is safe to say that summer 2023 has been a long and hard summer for major Hollywood studios. But after a summer of box office bombs, one studio fared far worse than others, taking hit after hit to their bottom line. And if you haven't figured it out, the award for the summer's biggest box office bombs goes to Disney. In total, Disney is estimated to have sustained $900 million in box office losses over the last 4 months. Let me say that again. An estimated $900 million in box office disappointments over a 4-month period. So let's take a minute and look at what happened over the summer that broke Mickey's bank. Disney opened up the summer with the live-action remake of its classic The Little Mermaid. And since the release of the initial trailers, everyone knew The Little Mermaid would stir up controversy as once again Disney chose to put their modern spin on a classic tale. And due to Disney's tendency for lazy and irresponsible storytelling in remakes, the film was only mildly successful. The Little Mermaid, which wrapped up its box office run and now will be heading to Disney Plus, generated a box office total in the neighborhood of $560 million worldwide. Now, I know that calling a movie disappointing that has a box office of over $500 million seems ludicrous, but The Little Mermaid has a reported production budget of $250 million. This massive budget left the film with a $500 million minimum in order to break even when you factor in the film's marketing efforts. In the end, The Little Mermaid, with all its pomp and fanfare, was able to earn a measly $63 million profit for Disney. This is far less than previous live-action remakes and a massive disappointment for Disney altogether. And all of this is further evidence that people are sick of Disney remaking classic stories with a 2023 spin. Disney's next big summer disappointment was Pixar's Elemental. Initially, Elemental seemed like it would be a complete box office disaster. It opened even lower numbers than The Flash in their shared opening weekend at the box office. However, by early August, Elemental did make a significant turnaround, crossing the $400 million mark in worldwide sales. But despite the turnaround, the film still barely managed to turn a profit for Disney, given its massive budget. And although the film did go on to make over $400 million, the film's $200 million budget means that Elemental probably will not be profitable overall. And then came the full frontal attack on Indiana Jones with Disney's release of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. This disaster supposedly brings the Indiana Jones franchise to an end, although I'm half expecting one additional film with a 90-year-old Harrison Ford called Indiana Jones and the Golden Oxygen Tank. And while I am a huge fan of the classic Indy films, this movie was nothing like the classic Indiana Jones. The witty and clever Indiana Jones, who made being an archaeologist look cool, was traded in for a broken old man riddled with sadness and remorse. Where have we seen this before? And the female lead was unbearable, leading the film to be universally dismissed by fans. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny ended up grossing $173.9 million in the United States and Canada, $205.2 million in other territories, for a worldwide total of $379 million. It is estimated that the film would need to make around $600 million just to break even, and around $800 million to be considered a success. And as you can see, the film falls far short of those numbers. Clearly, Disney overestimated just how much audience wanted to see another Indiana Jones film, as the movie ended up losing out in the box office to smaller independent films such as Sound of Freedom, and completely embarrassing Disney in the process. Indiana Jones came and went from the box office with few caring at all. And then Disney decided to enhance its summer even more by releasing, you guessed it, a Halloween movie in July. In their infinite wisdom, Disney decided to release a film that was clearly best suited for the fall, right in the middle of beach season, and wonder why it never had a chance. The film opened up to an embarrassing opening weekend at the box office. As of the end of August 2023, Disney's The Haunted Mansion has grossed $59.9 million in the United States and Canada and $26.5 million in other territories for a worldwide gross of $86.4 million. And given its $157 million production budget, the film is posturing to be another major loser for Disney's summer lineup. In fact, the film fell 63% in its second weekend at the box office, so it's likely to not even get the benefit of the late push that Elemental did. Barring some unprecedented miracle, The Haunted Mansion is going to lose Disney tons of money by the time all is said and done. The film has yet to even make back half of its production budget, and positive buzz about the film seems unlikely given the negative reviews. Ultimately, people are just sick of these remakes. Not to mention Disney's genius idea to release a movie called The Haunted Mansion nowhere near Halloween. So where does Disney go from here? Well, a good place to start would be making movies that aren't so expensive. I'm not saying make cheap movies, but budgets for these films have gotten ridiculous. The budgets have ballooned so much that the movies need to set box office records in their opening weekend just to make a profit. And most of the cost doesn't even go into the story. It goes into making the film look nice. Not to mention, Disney needs to start using their brain on what movies they should make and when they should release them. But with all we know about the upcoming Snow White live-action remake expected for 2024, doesn't seem like there is any end in sight for the bad decision-making over at Disney. And if you made it this far and you like this type of content, please like, subscribe, and hit the notifications bell so you know when new videos come out. Thank you and have a great one.